what kind of roof do you want on your house?
Oh, I would put metal. I'm all
I know,
for metal.
but not green. Do you think it should be in those shiny white metal, or what color do you want?
I have no problem with any color, to be honest with you. I love the green myself, but I mean...
Well, do you want to go with green? I mean,
I'm fine with
well,
it.
whatever you put on your house, we need to put on all the other ones.
I'm fine with it.
So yeah,
This is the house behind the Walmart.
And there's like a sunroom in that where the double doors are, the master.
That's a living room.
It's the main living room, the table in the middle, and you sit on a couch.
You got this
So I
nice
sat right in
peninsula.
there
Look how high.
looking this way the first time I was
Look
there.
at how this peninsula is, man. That's
It's the other
this-
side you can get up to.
Wait till you clean all this shoreline
Oh,
down.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, this just doesn't have any aeration in it.
Let me turn around and get on the other side. I thought it was this side you can still get on.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun, Kevin, cleaning this thing out. I mean,
I'm telling you, it's
you
just
watch
gonna
it just
evolve. Yeah.
You got to watch it evolve. It's got to be it's priceless.
See, that's why I got into doing landscaping. I make more money doing tree work than I do landscaping, but when I can change stuff and change terrain and change the look,
It's like being an artist.
That is, what I love.
Well, that's
Designing and seeing and knowing, what it's going to look like. I just foresee the...
Look at this peninsula, Jim. How cool this is. That's where you watch your sunsets.
Seawall.
Oh, she got a
You know what we
seawall.
need to put here? Have that contractor put a big fire pit like we did at the
was an
ranch.
old dock right over
Your
there.
family's going to love that.
Michael, we're going to put a fire pit there with Adirondack chair. We'll put the chairs.
Are you getting out here?
I don't want to.
No, I'd say not. Not today.
She's working, but...
No, I'll see it another day. I'll see what I
But yeah, it's a beautiful little peninsula right here for...
So this
Michael,
is
that's
the.
where the fire pit's going, right there.
Man, that'd be a
You sit
good.
down here and make a fire and watch the sun.
The sunset's right over there, right over this water.
The old dock and boathouse is right here.
I've seen some of her pictures that she took of the sunsets.
Boathouse now. I don't know if I can salvage it, but there's an old boathouse right there.
And the dock
And,
and
I'm hoping
Old boathouse.
at least it'd be a good spot for one if we decide
Oh yeah, it looks like it's got some
to
concrete.
fix it up.
yeah, it's all seawall all around.
It's a nice little spot.
So this is kind of what the shoreline of the whole lake looks like before it gets cleaned out.
On the other side, you can see the white. The water's hitting.
We've seen this from the other side.
There's a lot of bass beds.
Oh yeah.
You see the main house over there.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
looking
fish
at it
there.
right here. Yeah, it's a bass bed. Mom bass and the babies.
Got to keep my sunglasses off so I can see better. Look how beautiful. This is unbelievable. I don't know how long this camera's going to let me film, but I'm going to just keep it running until it shuts it off. Amazing. This lake was dug beginning in around the turn of the century. We think it stopped and was completed around 1935, but we'll learn more about that from these historical society guys. Have a pretty good handle on this. They're actually researching right now this mining operation.
Right here.
They're researching the phosphate history of Denellen. They're trying to put the pieces together.
Large boulder in the water right here to the left. Stand up, Grant.
Oh, wow.
See it right there?
Oh yeah, right.
Wow, look at that
Oh.
boulder. Wow.
I don't know if that'll show up
Shallow
on.
it gets right here.
Wow, that is
That's the island that they're cleaning. Started this morning.
Straight across. This will be all white. You could have all
my
white straight
God.
across from one island to the other.
You could walk across it, Grant.
Now that would be
Now,
amazing.
Greg, come on now. This is like going to Getsy Springs on the first day.
Yeah, it's a different high. It's bigger. It's
Oh, you know what would be crazy? This crazy thought. You build a little walkway out of concrete, like 2 inches under the water, and you walk across it like Jesus. People would come from miles around to walk across that water. Look, Jesus is out there.
Grant, look over there. We're not even going there. We're doing it Kirk Burton. But this thing just goes on. There's 2 miles of shoreline.
So that's where the artesian well is, in that corner.
It's helping me put the.
This is where I want. Jim wants to put a little beach right here.
Oh yeah, show that.
This
We
little
want
flat spot
All
right
the
in
way
here.
back
to
into
put
there.
Adirondack chairs so they can sit right there on the white sand.
It stays about
ankle high.
Oh, right here. Oh my gosh.
So but the only way you can get here is boat. That's why I want a couple electric. Oh, you know what we want to do? We want to build a seawall in the marina by that peninsula down there at your house. A marina. Look at that right there.
Oh my gosh, look at this whole.
Look at this little white beach out. Look at that water right there. Look how it drops straight down. Look at that.
Oh, this is your
Look
beach
how
for
clean it is
sure.
after 100 years. Right there. Wait till you stir that up.
Oh my goodness.
Wait
Yeah,
till you
this is
stir
a
that
great
up.
little beach to come to by boat and hang out. It's like an island out in the intercoastal waterway.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just all flat right there, right straight across. It's like, and you clean up this island and stuff, it'd be like your
The
own little.
view is, no one's going to be down your neck worrying about how you do it here. That's the difference. We had to worry about all
I know.
kinds of shit there. They were inspecting us.
That's
and
why I put.
this
You
is
know what?
a total
There's a
different
guy.
world.
There's an Indian that's built a seawall. Do you have somebody can build a seawall? Because I like to build a seawall around that whole peninsula. Maybe we could.
I tell you what, that's one thing. What's his name fell apart, and I don't have anybody right off the
Well,
bat.
there's a guy doing a seawall over at Crystal River right now. We could probably hire him.
I got a colored guy that builds a lot of riprap seawalls. You know, boulder seawalls.
No, but there's a guy building a really nice seawall right now in Crystal River.
I'll call Donald and have him go by and find out who it is.
Give me his number now.
He's doing it for the Indian guy that I was going to partner with.
You want a seawall? You don't want the grass to go
Well,
right
I
into
think
it?
what I like to do is maybe build a seawall around it. I'm thinking where we could have, I don't know, just kind of you can walk around on the
boat
seawall.
slip somehow.
But I definitely want to put a marina for more than one boat.
Right.
What I want to do is have a pontoon boat, but I also want 3 or 4 little electric boats for 2 people. Like the kids get in there and they just drive a little electric boat around. When we go to the boat show, we're going to buy some boats, so we better get somebody to build the yacht.
Okay.
The only reason he'd want a seawall there, Kevin, would be to expand it some. Like you push the seawall out about 3 feet around that perimeter and then backfill it like you did at Gissy Springs.
Yeah, I understand. I just, sometimes just the grass rolling down to the edge.
It's pretty too, yep.
It's pretty, and you just beach the boat right up there. I mean, a little beachfront access. I mean, like I was knocking that sand on the other side. and
Well,
just
the other
literally
side, I would
driving-
make that the beach.
This is
just
the
driving
point
up
that
on
has
beach,
the
Well, that side where that dirt is, we can
the
have that.
ruins from the
Kids
mine,
don't wanna swim somewhere.
which we think we know what that is.
Unless they swim over there by the boat ramp, walk on the boat ramp.
I'm meeting with the Historical Society tomorrow morning, and they've found a bunch of photographs.
Grant, did you think it was this big?
They have one that I believe might show that crane.
It's a head
On
trip, Jim.
that-
It was so overgrown, and the times I always showed it, I came in by Cool Ranch where Steve lived.
Ruin
and they
up
showed
there.
it a whole different way.
And it would have been the crane that would have lifted all the material out of this pit.
This water I've only seen from that house, that one, where I sat in the living
Yeah, but
room.
look at all this water. You don't even know what's out here.
This is unbelievable.
You can't see this water from that house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I only saw what looked like a little lake. Not,
No.
I had no idea the girth of it.
Grant, this is your first time out on the water?
We've been in the boat for quite a while.
Look how far back that water goes back in there. And there's a nice,
Look how far this shoreline is over there.
That's crazy, brother.
that's where the cows come. That's a spot where the cows come down to get water. There's another one back over there where the cows come down to get
I
water.
think we're in the land, right?
Oh, right. This is the famous boulder or the peninsula.
No, that's over there.
Yeah, we
We
haven't
got,
named
we
this
haven't
island.
even got there yet.
Another island.
This is an island, right? You're looking at right here with these 30,
Got it.
40-year-old pine trees on here.
This is an island too. Man, there's so many islands in here.
Cedar trees.
And Kevin, that's that place you cut a little viewing spot right over there. Actually, it's dead ahead.
Spot.
This is one little beautiful cove back here. If I was going to pick out some 5 acres that I could build on, it would be back over in this, I think.
This island's going to be really cool too. I think it's going to be a really neat little camping spot. The big pine still on it. There's going to be some nice oaks, a couple of nice oaks on this end. You got a little pine forest and a nice little clump of oaks in the front that we're going to keep. So stuff's pretty dead. We're going to give it it's pretty neat.
And we're going around another island right here.
I don't even know how to handle this shit.
This will be another island that gets completely cleared, so you'll be able to stop and walk on and get all that junk out of it. Leave all the living trees, but all the dead trees will go, and all that underbrush will trim back.
Yeah, it helped you. Because when Mary told me, she said 50 million. When I got off the phone, man, I was at 30 million, and I got it for 29,250 because I didn't see it.
Right.
So I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But if I'd have saw this land, I'd have easily paid 10,000 an acre. You know what I mean? Maybe 20.
Look at the water feature.
I mean, you
Look
can't
at
make it up.
You can totally justify
No, you
the
can't.
value.
I would pay double the money. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I got to tell you, we got real lucky. Wait a minute, is this where that ridge is?
I'll tell you now.
Where's that ridge that I always say is my favorite spot?
Hold on, I ain't took you there.
That's around the corner.
Brett, you remember that ridge I always liked to stop? Not
It's-
here.
No, it's around the corner.
We drove down with
We even made it yet.
Yeah.
We're still.
Oh yeah, I'm getting some electric boats.
Yeah, I think
Look how far is that truck?
we drive down there, that bridge.
I'm gonna send this to Dave.
This place is unbelievable. I'm probably gonna run out of memory, but I'm gonna film it until I do run out. There's no sense in stopping because this is like the ultimate before.
Dad, this lake is the aquifer. This was the largest phosphate pit in Dunellen back in the boom days. It was called pit number 10. It's got 2 miles of shoreline, crystal clear spring water. And there's all these islands in the middle of it. You know how they dug these phosphate pits. And I'm just trying to give you a little idea and show you. See the ridge right up way up there? And then the property's got 3 houses on it, 2 on the river. And you really can only
2
see
more
a little bit of
islands
the
back
lake
that
here.
way. That's the
You only see a
point
little bit of the lake, but that-
where the big crane was. And to finish that story, the big crane we think was always there, and the reason it has that big ruin because it would have been a permanent install. And you think, well, how could it be permanent when this thing's evolving? Well, they would have. This pit's like 30, 40 feet deep, right? So they would have had bulldozers and stuff down in there mining the phosphate, and they would have brought it to this point to get it out of the pit. So that makes sense why they would have built a concrete structure and put a permanent a scooping type crane, dragline type.
I just want to do a little bit.
There's Anhinga just landed in that tree.
I want to show him a little bit of this only for the edging and stuff because he says
It's amazing. This is unbelievable beautiful.
some of that stuff is clean if we're just
All right, so this is the north border of the lake. The road that goes around the lake is right up here, the main road we always drive. In fact, right behind that little inlet, center of the camera, is the gate we call the 1,000-acre gate. That's the one that opens up to the top, roughly 1,000 acres. That's not down here part of the 300 acres around the lake.
Same thing. There's several people in the business. This guy is a good friend of Adam.
Okay, good.
And I told him to come
So the
out.
cows come down there for water.
Around the whole shoreline, this machine had like something that ate it all up. Yeah.
But they can do it out in the middle too. They can float anywhere
Okay.
on the machine that I'm talking about. They'll go right up to the shoreline. They can go out in the middle, get lily pads.
Because one of my main goals is see like all this shoreline to get it all cleaned up, you know. And I'm so happy Michael's filming it all now because we'll all know what it looked like before we did it, you know.
This is Jim.
But this is like the early days of Gissy Springs, Grant.
I'm having weird deja vus with Michael filming it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like the early days of Gissy Springs.
Look out right here.
It makes Gissy Springs seem this big now.
So this view, I took a snapshot of this view yesterday from directly behind me, but look how far you can see water. There's an island in the way or you'd see the old house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the biggest island on here.
Okay. And
I
Grant,
think
there's
it is.
another, is that how we cut through?
Next up.
Oh, Grant,
That's, your road is right up.
There's another water on the other side of that island. Another one of these.
It's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's absolutely stone cold overwhelming. And every time I come out in it, I'm seeing more of it. You know what I mean?
It's
It
making
takes you a while to absorb. Yeah,
Look at that blue sky. We are here when the humidity is fairly low, at least low for Florida. We're probably 60% today, just enough to have clouds but also
Yeah, you
enough
can
to
get-
have
It takes a while to
Oh, I
process.
would have loved to have seen Mark.
a little enough to actually have blue
Well, they were
sky.
shocked.
Yeah, they must.
Not
have
gray.
been shot.
My grandkids were shocked. My
I
daughter.
actually texted.
All right, so
my
here's a
daughter
nice
said, "Dad,
narrow
I need
channel.
to find
I
that."
did text Jared and ask him, exactly what I said, and he responded something like, too big to get my arms around. Or
So we
something.
got another island on our
Can't
look.
comprehend it.
The thing about these islands, can you see that little
This
cliff
is
back
Boulder
there?
Island, Michael.
This one on the left is
Yeah,
on the right.
on
That's
the
the
right,
biggest
you
one
fell.
right there.
Yeah.
And look how high it is there. There's a 20-foot tall pile of tailing pile that's 100, got 100, got
So
50-year-old trees on
Jared,
top
the
of.
first time out was not.
It's really shallow right here,
He
Kevin.
was like the least of the kids liked it. Now it's amazing how embraced they are. So Jared responded, beautiful property, hard to get your arms around the scope of it all.
I know, it's too much.
Well, we
It's
took them on
overwhelming.
1,000 acres too.
Oh my
So
God.
they had to try to ingest this,
Just
and then
let
they had to
alone
ingest
that.
the whole 1,000
It was too
acres.
much.
Yeah,
he
we-
gave the little tour to Gus.
Got to keep my fingers out of the camera, Michael.
90, yeah,
So yeah, he
But
wanted
the
to want to learn all that.
Yeah, but then when they left here, then they went over to the ranch.
Yeah, that's
He
what
took them on the phone, and then they jumped in the river. Because
my
the
God.
captain never saw that ranch. He's the same way. He's gonna walk
yeah,
out.
I've seen the
And let me
music
tell you,
a lot and all
that
that.
guy's a good guy to know because he acts like he is really just like one of us, right? But that man is extremely wealthy. That his
Smart,
father
nice.
is Richard Kessler. They own 9 of the most nicest hotels. I mean, I invested in 5 of them. He was telling me this weekend in Savannah, everything was sold out, and we were getting $8.99 a room for the hotel room.
Oh my goodness.
In other words, his hotels are the nicest, so when you know him,
Real
you can go
five-star
stay
show.
in these for a friend and family rate of like $125.
Yeah, he told me, he said that the least expensive room is like 300 a night or something. He said in one of the.
I think he gave me a room for free and charged my mom $99 when she got married up in North Carolina.
Savannah,
which was,
yeah, Asheville.
Asheville.
You saw-
I
you
went to
stayed in
Asheville.
one of them.
I stayed at Asheville.
I own 29% of that.
That's a beautiful hotel.
One in
It's
Asheville?
gorgeous.
I own the largest
Savannah.
percentage.
Right
I own the largest percentage in Nashville. I own
God damn it, keep your
12.3%
fingers
of
out.
Savannah. But we have 29 and
This is
24%
obviously my cell phone I'm shooting
They all
with, so.
stayed in Asheville. Ray, you didn't even go on this canal right here. That's an island we just
Yeah,
came
this is
around.
the guy- he pointed
How
out the
can it be
whole-
this big? Huh? Did you know all this was back here?
No, and I showed it for years for Mary, and I didn't know the scope of it. I did one little tour, I'd go all the way out to Great.
Thank God it was our destiny to get this.
So this shoreline has been cleaned.
Wow.
Now you can see how the difference it makes when the boys get in there. There's still a lot of trash that is down in the water that will come out. They just haven't been in here to clean it all out. They got the easy stuff out, but we got to bring a tractor in here with chains and stuff and drag that stuff up the hill.
He was like that for the development.
Now here's another island. There must be 20 islands out here. This one's a very tiny one.
I got involved. Right, so it was a different head trip. We thought about
We got a couple of ducks up ahead of us. Haven't seen that big old alligator yet, but I mean, we're still going. More fingers, more. Again, we're back out to where the ruin is. That's the point.
Could have done better.
We call it Ruin Point.
Wasn't good.
You would have never known this damn thing.
And today,
So-
we're good for daylight, too. We're freaking under snow. And,
Let them live like that. Look at the wild duck. This morning I had deer, turkey. Last night
I had
I
turkey
drove
walking
that
across the
a
street.
4-wheel around the ranch. That new one is a badass. And it's not. It is very comfortable. I don't know. It's got better shock absorber.
Oh, it's all the suspension. It's amazing. I drove it this morning for the first time. It's awesome.
You don't want me to trade this other Lone Star in? Were you able to easy get in and out? No, not that one. I'm talking about the new one.
Well, I didn't have any trouble getting in that one. Did you put the?
Change the wheels.
Yeah.
I told you all I need to do is change the
Yeah,
wheels down
yeah.
to, brought it down a little bit for him, and it's gonna give you.
But it's
a
nice to have
comfortable ride.
another one anyway. I like having.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
You know, we just have more. We might have too many of
I'm
them.
talking about the seating.
So up there where you see that truck is where I also took a picture. I got like 3 unbelievable picture points. I shot them all yesterday. I should post them with this video, but that's number 1 point right up there.
That'd be great. Yeah.
There's your number 1 photo op, standing up where that
Get your exercise in.
on that open spot, looking back this way.
Paddle kayaks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those big. Have you seen the one you stand on? You do that too.
2 more islands here. We just went over some bass. 3 more islands in this view. 4 or 5. I see 5 islands. in one view shot.
And people that all want to jump.
Actually, that's another one right there. So they mine this phosphate. They would leave these islands because there was no phosphate on them or under them. So why dig them? They dig around them. They just get on a phosphate seam and just follow it. Unbelievable. And again, this part's all been cleared just in the last 2 weeks or so.
Beautiful. What a
Now we're back to the main house.
I can't wait to go swimming in this damn thing.
So
I think next time I'm going to have to go swimming. Yeah, just get nowhere near the gators, but I got to get in.
It'll be
Hear that blow? We got to get in this water.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, in about a month I'm going
So
in.
hot you'll have.
I'll probably go in next time, warm or not warm. I got to get in this water. You're kind of like a baptism, you know what I mean? It's time.
Yep, it's
You gotta be
time.
baptized.
I agree.
Has Donald feet on the property yet?
He's probably pissed all over. He's probably pissed worse than the bullets.
Hey, just so you know, I've pissed on every corner of your property, including Highway 41. I did it on Highway 41.
All right, well, look, if you don't sell them, I know, but see what he wants for them. I'll buy it.
He wants $800. I'm gonna negotiate with him, but he wants $800 a pair. He sells mom and kids.
How much does it cost?
And well, if he's got 30 head of cows, and not all of them have babies, but you got to count the babies into there. I think they're about 20 to 25 of them have it. So if you do 20, that's 16,000 plus the 10 or 12 that it don't have.
All right, 21 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. We've done the whole loop.
Well, maybe we could do that in the trade.
I'm wanting to buy them if you don't, if you don't.
I know, what about it? Well, if you want them, you can
Well, I
have them.
mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you want.
No, it's up to you. If you want to buy the cows and you want to run some cows here, it's yours.